Drop it again?
You guys don't see that new Arlo meme?
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
Y'all, I kind of feel like a space cowboy. Woo.
We gotta be getting close, eh?
No idea, man. Baines is driving this thing.
Driving. Guys, I don't even know where the steering wheel is on this thing.
Baines? Have we landed?
We're here.
This way, I'm gonna take my broken mug and get coffee.
Welcome back to Live Young Diecast and the final leg of the Frozen 4 banger. This is groups 1 and 2 on Ice Mountain at Delta Aris. I am your host, Lone Star. We are looking at group 1 right here. We'll get them in the gate, but first let's meet the drivers. We've got Jim D from Indiana Diecast Racing, Lieutenant Tom Gazansky from Grumpy Cloud Racing. It's Luop Knips from Wreckage Bluff Raceway. And finally, Blade from Underdog Unleashed. Let's get them in the gate. It's Blade, Lieutenant Tom, Jim D, and Luop Knips on the outside for lap 1. And Lieutenant Tom breaks away ahead. Jim D is gonna take this one. He was challenging right there before the jump. He's got a 5.5373 on the clock. We'll keep track of the fastest laps here as we go through the Frozen 4 banger groups. Everyone getting through the finish line, taking 4 points, but it's Jim D right there taking that bonus, so he'll walk away with 5 points. The rest of the group racks up 4, and this is quickly becoming a high-power point grab to rack up the points these guys came in with. Lap 2 has Luop Knips on the inside, Blade, Lieutenant Tom, Jim D on the outside who spins out, and Blade will pass Lieutenant Tom at the finish line, or right before, and I think he's going to take the lap here, going to take the bonus. A 5.9 on the clock, and here's a replay for lap 2. Lieutenant Tom's pirouettes. He had this, he loses it to Blade, who sneaks by on the outside, but everyone does get through, including Jim D right there at the end. So that's 4 points across the board with a bonus to Blade, who will walk away with 5 in lap 2. Looking at 9s and 8s on the scoreboard. These points are really racking up here. I feel like a big shift is coming on the leaderboard. Here we go for lap 3. Jim D on the inside, Luop Knips, Blade, and Lieutenant Tom on the outside. We got a green light. And Jim D blazes away, but he's passed by Luop Knips, but Blade comes through with the finish somehow. That's a 5.4 or 5.9 there. Jim D has this, Luop Knips passes, gets tangled up, and then Blade comes through for the win. Nice little jump from Blade as well. Everyone will get full points here. 14 to Blade, who's in the lead. Everyone very close behind. Final lap of Group 1. Lieutenant Tom on the inside, Jim D, Luop Knips, and it's Blade on the outside who's left behind out of the gate. Jim D blazes away as Lieutenant Tom pirouettes, and Luop Knips will come through for points. We got a 5.3 to the lap winner. I think that is Jim D, and that is Jim D all the way. Blade comes in. Looks like Lieutenant Tom will pass the second point marker, and he'll take 2 points here. Our first run with less than 5 or 4 points, and it will be the final lap of Group 1. Luop Knips will come through. He'll get 4 as well, so that's 2 to Lieutenant Tom on the last lap, but still 14 points racked up, and we got a tiebreaker between Blade and Jim D, both sitting with 18 points. We'll get them in the gate. We'll use the 2 center lanes. They'll get 2 laps, switching lanes. And it is Jim D out front. Blade is closing in, but Jim D will come through and take the win. He's got a 5.0 on the clock. Here's a replay on the first go, and it's Jim D who pulls away from Blade. It was pretty close for a while. slides through for 4 points, but Jim D is 1 point up. Second lap, and Jim D will pull away again. A beautiful jump, executes to the finish line, and he will walk away with 10 points. Blade with 8. These do not carry over, but 2 chances to earn whatever points you can between these 4-point markers, with our finish line being the bonus point. So Jim D wins Group 1 and the tiebreaker, and we move on to Group 2. Meet the drivers here. We've got Darq from Darq Speed Shop, sporting that ABN graffiti. And it's Papa Pugsley from Manchild Motorsports, and Shannon BR from Down Squad Racing. Finally, it's Craigster Sr. for Hot Nuts Diecast Racing. Get ya, Hot Nuts. Here we go. Shannon BR on the inside, Craigster Sr., Papa Pugsley, Darq on the outside. Craigster and Darq fighting at the finish line. We'll see Papa come through. It looks like the clock's got a 5.4. And it will go to either Craigster or Darq, who break away from the group here. Shannon BR and Papa Pugsley do come through for 4 points, but we're looking for our lap winner. Is that Darq or Craigster Sr.? I'll have to freeze frame this. Judges are going to award that to Darq. He'll take the extra point. However, everyone else with that 4 is holding up. Lap 2, Darq on the inside, Shannon BR, Craigster, and Papa Pugsley on the outside, but Darq gets away really fast. Look at that time on the clock. It is a 4.916, 4.916, something like that. Anyway, it's the fastest lap so far. Craigster Sr. resting between the 2 point and 1 point marker. We also had Shannon BR going over the finish line. We'll see if he crosses the plane. There's Craigster Sr. passing the 2 point marker. He'll get 2 points. Shannon with a beautiful jump. Looks like he crosses the plane there. We'll take a look at the finish cam, and see if we get Shannon breaking the plane. That's gonna do it. I'm sure he's gonna wind up with 4 points here, and that has Darq with 2 wins in a row with 10. The others close behind, and it's lap 3. Papa Pugsley on the inside, Darq breaking away from Shannon BR. Craigster challenging. Shannon BR did come through there right behind Darq. Darq has a 5.2 on the clock. Not as good as that last one. That was a 4.9, the fastest so far. Darq is moving here. Craigster Sr. and Shannon BR getting through, as well as Papa Pugsley. Everyone taking full points, with Darq taking the extra. He'll rack up his 3rd win in a row. Darq, once again, looking for a clean sweep at Live Young Diecast, his last in the DIRS. All right, this is our 4th and final lap. Craigster Sr., Papa Pugsley, Darq, Shannon BR on the outside. Darq and Craigster again pulling away, but it's Craigster who will get through. Don't see him hit the line. Maybe he tumbled off the track. Maybe he's in the tunnel. I'm sure he got there. We'll take a look at the finish cam, but it's Shannon BR, Darq, and Papa Pugsley that rest between the 1 and 2 point marker. There's the 1 point marker, and that's the 2 point marker in the background. We'll see it again. They all get the 1 at least, and that's going to be it for that group. Craigster Sr. coming through nice and easy for the 5 points. However, Darq will win the group with 16 points. Papa Pugsley and Shannon BR tying for 13. Craigster Sr. with 15. A nice rack up for these guys. Darq with the fastest lap. And it's Jim D right there who wins Group 1. So he will join Darq in winning Group 1 and 2. Now looking at the leaderboard, these are the points from 905 Diecast Racing. This is what these guys came in with. Craigster Sr. and Baby Richie on top with 30. But after these 2 groups have run, all 8 of them, highlighted there in green, are in the top 8 spots. Let's see if they can hang on to these spots. We'll see you next week for Groups 3 and 4. Thanks for watching the Frozen 4 banger. We appreciate you. And y'all remember to live young. Diecast.
Oh, yeah. That was a good one.